So I mean, between Monday, January to July, you would have had so many other parenting conferences. We have had quite a few. So why are we having another one tagged pre-homecoming? Someone called to say, oh, Tijaneka, I got this ad and all of that, but why that I've been to 3 parenting conferences? Why, what is it about this one? I said the name says it all. This is pre-homecoming. Now the pre-homecoming parenting conference is not like any other conference. The pre-homecoming already, I mean, what is homecoming? I don't mean from how they say that, but your children are coming home. And it's strategic because we have to have this program right now, because some people, their children are actually on holiday already, right? For some of us, they actually vacated this week. For some people, by next week, every child should be home. So this is part of the pre-homecoming parenting conference. And I pray God that I ask you, because you're here, the Lord will open your heart, and then you pick as much as possible. And like when the teacher Nike prayed, that not only that we heard, that you're actually going to implement these things. And at the end of the holiday, you would have handpicked and imputed some things in the life of your children that only you could have done in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Now the children leave us, let me say, at the beginning of the school year, September. This is almost the end of another school year. And be rest assured, the child that started with you in September is not the same child you have now. Something would have changed. The child will have seen things, whether your child is 5, 17 or 27, different things have happened because of the 9 months. Now if you look at this different things, some things were done intentionally, without you knowing. They picked some things intentionally from friends. And you probably haven't put some things intentionally inside of them, but you just felt, oh, seasons, let's just keep rolling. But what we're here to say together as parents and as guardians is that the homecoming, your children coming home, is a season. The way we say Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Easter, we should be saying Happy Holiday. I don't mean the one that they are doing abroad that they call Christmas Happy Holiday. Because when we say Happy Holiday, it makes you conscious that it's a season. And that, for every season, when you think of Christmas, what are you thinking about? The decoration, all of that. When you think of Easter, you think of... So if you keep hearing Happy Holiday, and you know that holiday is a work season. The holiday season for parents, whenever you hear holiday, the holiday, your children are coming home, the holiday, it is not a restful time for you. It is a break time, it is break time for the teachers. The holiday is work season for the parents. So once you understand the season, that this season, oh, my children are coming home, your heart should actually be jumping. So it is not a time to rush off to put them in summer camps and different things to engage them. That is the mistake we make. Do you understand? So if you don't understand that the holiday season is a season for me, there's a time for lesson teacher. There's a time for school teachers. There's a time for extracurricular. The holiday is actually a work season for the family and everybody. And when you understand the holiday, then once you're on holiday, your mindset has to change. If your mindset does not change, if your schedule does not also change, then there's a problem. So you have to be intentional. A parent asked on Saturday, she said, oh, Tijaneka, the way you're talking, you're making it it's tailored for people that are homestay more. For some of us that work so much, we have to work, and it's understandable. That what do we do? That I said I understand. But that is why we're here, to become intentional now. Like what I used to do back then, I worked at the bank for 13 years, raising children and all of that, it wasn't easy. But because I was intentional and I understood the holiday season was a season for me to impute and do some stuff that school wouldn't do. What I used to do most times then, during the holiday, I was privileged, I had my own driver, if you know what I mean, and all of that. Then I was in the marketing department, I had an official car. So most times, I would tell my driver in the afternoon, he would pick them up from the house. My own driver, my office driver would take me from somewhere. I would meet somewhere. Sometimes it was at the club, the Ikoyi club. We'll spend the afternoon, they will swim, we'll eat, they will do all of that, and they go back. Sometimes my own driver would say, bring them, because I was privileged to have my break. Everybody on earth, no matter what you do, you have break 1 hour, 2 of us. If you're intentional, that 1 hour, it could be, you might not be able to do it the whole. I'm saying if you're not able to take a holiday while they're on holiday, because the first thing is, when your children are on holiday, you have to take a holiday. Now, where it is almost impossible, because I know the way it is, you have to now walk around it. But if possible, I mean, the holiday is almost 2 months, 2.5 months. You can't tell me that you are at work throughout, then you're not planning. Because while they are there, do you know who is now handpicking and putting things inside of them? The nannies. Because as long as they're on holiday, the pre-homecoming is now here to tell you that if you don't prepare, somebody else is preparing. Your nanny is already angry that that child should soon be back. You wouldn't even know that the nanny is actually waiting. Let that stubborn one, that middle child, I know what, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So your nanny is preparing for their homecoming. I will make sure that this one, I only give him indomie, I won't make him any proper meal. This one that I like that doesn't tell mommy when I do anything, they are preparing for your children's homecoming. Meanwhile, you are not doing anything. You're not doing what? Preparing. You're not preparing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Your gate man is preparing. This one, these teenagers, every time. Once their parents come, they go carry cash, they make I no talk. If you don't give me 1,000, if you come back this time, I don't go agree. They are preparing for your children's homecoming. I don't know if you understand, because once they come, activity in the household does what? Change. But you are not doing what? You're not preparing. So when they come, you have to be intentional to do what? To prepare. So I used to take off, I stay with them, and then the driver takes them back to the house, even if it's 3 times a week. Do you understand? So while we're doing that, they're looking out to, I mean, they're looking forward to, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and that's the time we talk. So it's not the same thing as when they're in school. And then we try as much as possible to close very early. You can't be closing at 6, and now they're coming back home. What do you do? I'm going to take you through some slides. While they're at 8. Now, if you're not intentional and they close late, let's just assume they close at 9, or you usually used to close at 9. Do you know that because they are at home and you want to be intentional, you're going to tell yourself, I might cut off my gist time at work because whatever I'm doing, I have to close at this particular time. We all work and work, and you know if you want to make some things happen, it will happen. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It's not every business that you're going to take up during their holiday. There was a time my children were on holiday, they were prepared, and there was this, I had so many jobs. I had left the bank then. You know how, if you're now a freelancer, anything that comes you want to pick. I found out that I was even busier than when I was doing a regular job. I don't know if you understand. So you have to be intentional to tell yourself you have to do what? Stop. Now, what will keep you too busy that you make so much money, and then by the time the child is 19, 17, you don't have a relationship, and you're trying to buy presents to compensate for your presence. I don't know if it's a cliche that everybody understands, but that is actually true. So the holiday season, you must be intentional. Why? I'll show you a little clip now for you to see that no matter how much you say you put into the children in the course of the school year, it is not enough. Because the school season actually overrides every other thing. When you're thinking of domestication, clean your room, do this, you're not very intentional because you know they have to brush off to school. When you're talking about teaching them spiritual principles, you're not very intentional because this, let me just say a typical example. You guys have your family, you have family Bible study time in the morning. I'm just saying a typical example. Do you know that most times you rush it because you have to beat traffic? Then what if you do it in the evenings? When you come back in the evening, first traffic has dealt with you, so you're tired. Secondly, during the school year, they have so much home work. So even when you're trying to teach them those spiritual things, let's do Bible study, you're just doing this so that it won't be like you didn't do it. But the truth is that you don't have enough time. The holiday season is a season for you to pick and put into there those things that the school season you never have been able to do. Before I show you the video, I'm just also trying to, in case one of you put my comment, because once we finish the video, we run. There are disadvantages and a lot of mishap if you don't implant what you should plant during the holiday. When they grow past that season, it becomes a problem. Do you understand? Now, what you're going to put in your child when your child is 7 is not what you're going to put in them when they're 17. What you're going to put in your child when your child is 5 is not what you're going to put in them when they are 15. Now, when you want to force down what you should have done that you didn't do over the holiday, it might be a problem. That is when you say that the child is being rebellious, the child is bullish. Because the truth is that the child, there is a way I speak to my 7-year-old. It's not the same as my 17-year-old. Now, if I don't do what I should have done at that 7 when they are 7, and I'm talking to them like that at 7, the child will feel offended. And they say they are being rebellious to you. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Don't you have common sense? Can't your room be like this? That is what you should have said at 7. I don't know if you understand. During the holy, you sit with the child and fix that room. Now, what about the fruit? What about the fruit of what will happen, what will come out if you don't do what you're supposed to do at different seasons? You know, there's some things we don't don't understand the repercussion. The homecoming is a season to prepare and put some things in the child that only you can prepare or might backfire if you don't do what you're supposed to do. I don't know if I'm communicating. Let me tell you a typical example of why I'm talking about vices if you don't do what you're supposed to do and all of that. Some of the things we do, I agree right now, and with all due respect, anybody that knows me knows that I'm an advocate for excellent education. I'm an advocate for the best things. In fact, when I stay with young people, I tell them the best of the best is what you must attain in life. Because that is the only way you can add value to your society. Do you understand? So I'm not anti any of this robotics and all of these great things. But you know the truth. Because we do not foresee the fruit of the things we're supposed to do that we're not doing now, we don't know the disadvantages until we get there. Do you understand? There's some things that when you don't do now, it causes a ripple effect later in 15, 10 years, and you're asking why. And those kind of things can only be taught during the holiday. My son is 21. I mean, this is the first time he's actually interning and having a job outside home. They gave him an apartment and everything is fine and all of that. And because they saw him, he's 21, you're in college, you're supposed to sort out yourself and all of that. Long story short, he got to the point where he has to learn to cook. All his life, he has never cooked. I mean, boil water, do stew, little things. I have more girls. And unconsciously, I spent time teaching the girls those. I just said, Chibi, boil rice, do this. Nothing, I was not intentional. And then he said to me, he now called me from the US, actually we're supposed to cook and all of that, and I'm going to Walmart to pick things and all. And I was like, you're supposed to cook. He had another option of using the meal plan. But if he uses the meal plan, he's going to lose money. So now he's learning also to become streetwise with money. So he wants to save money, so he wants to cook. And then he got to Walmart. He said, Mom, what is this? Mom, what is this? Mom, how do we do this? Bottom line, he has no clue. He brought chicken. I said, Chibi, don't touch this chicken. Touch this particular chicken because she doesn't know what Korean time is. I said to him, go to Walmart, pick roasted or ready-made chicken. And long story short, he said, I'm going to become a vegetarian. I'm telling you, this was just this was last month. And he's going to be having that eaten for 2 months. He said, it's okay, I'm going to buy veggies and I'll add chicken every day, and that's how. But do you know the issue? It's because he doesn't know how to cook. By mistake. The last 3 years while he was in high school, even in his last year before he got into, in the last 3 years, every holiday, when he comes back home, I make sure he worked in banks. I was trying to build his resume for where I wanted him to go to. Forgetting that there's something that's better than that. I didn't know the time will come so fast where he'll be thrown out like this. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If I had been intentional and I used the holiday period to teach him how to make at least 2 meals every holiday, he won't be this frustrated. I don't know if I'm communicating. But that is not even the point. The point right now is that he's living on veggies and chicken. But that is not even the main point. Do you know the main repercussion of what I'm saying? Now, in such a state like that, he hasn't seen a decent meal, like, cooked food for a very long time. And then he's in a college community because his school is in a college community, where he's working is in a college community. And he runs into an African girl who probably isn't even at par with his pedigree or anything. And the girl sees the loophole that he hasn't had a decent meal for such a long time. He will make him a very sumptuous meal. And when he eats it, what happens? She moves in.
Assurance.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. No matter what you call him, he said no, he will tell you there's not, everything is fine. No matter, then you're wondering, how is your life? What did you see? How? He's hungry, he needs to eat. Now this girl is doing what, like if I had taught him, the woman, I'm not saying, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. He would have been able to at least, now these are the little mistakes we make. So he cannot even prepare a decent meal to do or to save his neck. And then you're now wondering, so we take it for granted. If I was saying to, if every holiday I gave him one meal, I said this holiday is intentional. This is the holiday that I'm preparing. This holiday, I'm teaching him Pampasta. Next holiday, I'm teaching. Do you know that in 5 holidays, there's no way he would, I'm even saying basic rice and stew. I don't know if I'm communicating. Yes. So sometimes you don't see the repercussion of not preparing for their homecoming. Well, we're not saying do it when they're during the school year. During the school year, you do it, but you know it's not as effective. Leave the school year for the school year. They are on holiday. What are you doing? Are you preparing? And then for some of the girls, they come homecoming during the holiday. The father works and comes back at 9. He still works and comes back at what? 9. The girl is growing into a teenager, into a woman. Her hormones are coming. She wants to understand what life and love is. I don't know if I'm communicating, but a man has never held her hand and looked into her eyes and has spoken to her. She's passing through that season, but you don't know. So you still come back at 9. When you come back, hello, then you go to bed. Then gradually, she gets to college or somewhere. The first man she sees that looks into her eyes, something tells her this is love. I don't know if I'm communicating. Yes. And then you're wondering what happened. Because the holiday season that you have created time to show her love, in this generation, don't think they will get things. In this generation, everything has to be taught. Everything has to be taught. Don't take it for granted that because we're not taught. A girl has to be reassured in this generation that you are loved. Because everything in social media tells them they are not loved and they're not good enough. You have to be intentional. So the holiday season is coming. You have to prepare yourself, prepare the children. If we don't prepare, the holiday will come and go. And then they go back and it's a circle. I'll show you a short video now to see that no matter how much you try to, some of these values and some of these things can only be taught during the holiday. The holiday is not a holiday for you, it's a holiday for the school teachers and academic and secular work. A holiday is for home teaching, spirituality, and all of those things that you're not able to put in them during the school year. A friend told me what her daughter did recently. They were in the US. And so she came in and said, oh, they were in an Airbnb, all this rented. So she said because she was tired and she wanted to make life easy, she bought pancake and those quick meal. And then she has a daughter that is very intelligent, very intelligent. She's an Ivy League school, she's an offer, So she said, oh, make me pancake or whatever. And then the girl made pancake. And the mom said, after a while, the whole house was, in the US, you hear alarm when just the two. And then she rushed out to the kitchen and she said, what happened? And then the girl is 19. And she said, I don't know, I was just trying to make the pancake. And guess what? You can imagine something as simple as what? Pancake. First, she said she screamed and said, there's no oil. She put the pancake is added to water and put inside the. She said, oil? I read the manual and it didn't say oil. She said, Mogbe. She said, what do you mean any human being on earth should know that pancake must be fried with what? She said, no, that is wrong because the manufacturer should have known that some people have not fried pancake in their life. So it is actually argument. Do you know why? Because all their life is based on instruction. Nothing has been taught. I don't know if you understand. So she was even, Shamara said she was arguing with her that no, that really, if they said oil, I would have added oil. I followed the steps. An ordinary pancake 19. And this was a holy day. And she was getting out to go for another internship. Is it when she's 25 that she's going to learn? Now that holiday, if you were intentional, instead of going to say this holiday, having done this pancake, done that. Let's do this thing. I don't even understand what I'm saying. Now this is just one. I also know a young woman, very beautiful. I attended their wedding. It was a big wedding. Shortly after, I don't know if it was after 2 or 3 days or 1, I can't remember, the father sent her back and said, go back to your mother, spend 6 months, then come back. She wanted to boil yam porridge, right? So she put the yam porridge and everything, and then she cut meat, raw meat, beef, put inside like that. I'm not telling you, real. Put tomato, put everything, and yam cooks very fast. So she dropped the food, and then the man opened it and saw what? Raw meat. Raw, if you have to, tell me the meat has to be seasoned, cooked, and not even dropped inside. And if you see this girl, if you see her hair, how long, her nail, beautiful girl. Now the truth is that the mother probably did not use the homecoming. She has seen them in the kitchen. Come, let's cook, have one or two things, everybody go. But the homecoming, the holiday season, she spent 6 months, long story short, finally, so many other things came up, the marriage scattered. They are not married today. So many other things came up. Somebody that cannot boil ordinary porridge and porridge, what can the person cook? So you can imagine how she can wash veggies. Do you think she'll be able to wash vegetables without sand? You know that one is also something that has to be taught. That you cannot just put vegetables. So this is just an example. So, and then this thing, we keep going through the same circle. The homecoming. The homecoming. It is not a holiday for you. The holiday season is a season for you to say what and what and what. So at the time we finish, we're going to pick up things and we did it on Saturday. These are things that are good, and we're going to pray over them. But these are the things that before my child left school this holiday, I'm sure I've been intentional that 1 or 2 principles have entered. I know we're quick to actually send them out. Go and do this one. There are some things that only you can do. There are some things that only you can do. Yourself and your daughter might not be best of friends then. Yourself and your sons might not be best friends then. But at the end, it will speak. And it will save them from those devourers outside. So I'm going to show the little. Now we shot this video in 2007. This is 2019. Things have not even gotten better, it's gotten worse. This is just to show you what happens every day in our regular life. How much can you put in a child during the school season? You cannot do much. It is only during the holiday. You have to prepare your home, prepare yourself, prepare your mind. So we just look at it and see everyday regular life of what happens. To see that we cannot do much. The quality of life we want for our children. The kind of children we want to say, oh, this is I've raised a man. We are not able to raise that kind of man, except to do what? Except you intentionally prepare for the home. Whether your child is 5, 7, or 27, as long as they still live with you, they still need you. And there are things that you must teach. There are some things that they must carry away from you to their own homes. And there are some things that only the holiday, because you're not rushing. But that will only come when you get to a realization of, you know what? I just realized that the holiday season is not a holiday for me. It is actually work time for me. It's time for home training. It's time for home training. It's time for spiritual what? Training. Home training, spiritual training, and what? Let me even see who get the last one. Home training, spiritual training, and sorry? Emotional, you're getting close.
Mental. Social values as well.
Moral and spiritual, you know they kind of work together. Somebody said relational. Family. Because, sorry?
I say yes, somebody says social, yes.
Family. Because you know, everybody's running up and down every day. It's not the same thing. It is not. For the kind of family and the kind of life you want to build. So the holiday season is the time you have to sit down. There are some things that must be taught. And I'm telling you things, they are not so high sounding. Things that are easy, practical, and doing. Let's see the last slide. Let's continue a bit after this family. And that's why we're here. You have to have a meeting with yourself. Once you have that meeting with yourself, rearrange and do a few things. These things have worked. I was talking about my son. I don't know when, but he's 21. Do you think I'll have the time for him to come back home again and teach him how to cook? It's over. He's probably not coming back next summer. He started working and he understands money now. What is he coming back to do during summer? Or is it when he now comes out during Christmas and said, "Come when he's taller, when he's..." I don't know if you understand. There are some things you should do when the holiday. I don't know if you understand. He had almost 7 holidays from the time he was big enough. Or let me say 10 summer. He's 21. From the time he was 11. If every holiday I taught him 2 meals. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. He had 11 summer holidays with me. We'll go on vacation, go on roller coaster, go to Disneyland, all of these things, come back. At the fullness of time. Right now, my prayer is that one girl should not meet him and I say, is this all you need? Let me give you a good meal. And then you wonder, why do some children do what they do? Why? How? Because they wanted comfort. What you didn't teach him, a woman will teach him, or a mother-in-law, or cuckoo. God forbid, and forbid in Jesus' mighty name. So it's not about the things we don't do, but the fruit of the things we don't do. The fruit. The fruit. So imagine that little girl, my young woman I talked about that, fried pancake. Imagine going to the mother-in-law's house, or maybe we're marrying her, she's good, or first time, innocently she'll get the manual.
You just open on
Ordinary pancake. 19-year-old. Meanwhile, her mother says she's in an Ivy college. Well read. What are we talking about? Now, I don't ever blame any child in this generation. The blame, like my son, I take the blame. I didn't teach him. I will teach him, Chippy, go and take your food, Chippy, watch the play, Chippy. But I never sat down to say, you know what? You must know at least 5 meals to save your life. And those can only be done when you have a meeting with yourself. So as we keep on, this family sat down, had a meeting and said, you know what? We have to change our life. I'm going somewhere. Once it's done, I'm going to run. Because we're not working out of this place like it's one of those regular conferences or things. We're going to go home saying, I want to raise a woman after God's heart. I want to raise a man after God's heart. I want to raise a woman that I will go to her house and I'm happy. And the husband is happy and say, Mama, thank you for giving me this wife. And your son-in-law looks at you and says, God bless you, Mama. There's a way she says it, and because there's something he's been able to do. Those kind of things can only be achieved when you're intentional, and they are achieved during the holy home training. Home training is a virtue that has gone. It is spirituality, spiritual empowerment. It's a virtue that has done what? And that is why if you don't prepare your children spiritually during the holiday, when they come back to you and you're intentional, when you look at them, you know that their spiritual life is trained. For those of us, because I'm going to be putting older and younger, because this is a mixed. Once you come back, the first thing you check is the spiritual thermometer of your child compared to when they left you. If you don't do that, then you're sleeping, and we can't afford to do that. If it's younger children, you can't check the thermometer because they are still where they are. But that is why you pick and say, before he goes back to school, and please do not make a mistake. When I say homecoming, don't think it's for parents whose children live in a boarding house. No. That's what you thought. You see? That is not it. Your children leave you in the morning and they go to school, then come back in the afternoon, right? Then you come back in the evening. It's not only in the evening you all see yourself. You're actually a dumb parent, you're a dormitory parent. That is what you are. So it's not only for those, your children are still living in the boarding house. The only thing is that you see them as in the evening. And in that evening, you're doing what the dormitory parents should have done. Have you eaten? Have you had the part? True or false? True. So it's not for those whose children live in boarding. It's for every mother whose child leaves every morning. Every father whose child leaves every morning to go to school. And you guys meet only within a window during the day. Are we together? Yeah. So you're a top parent. It's not the same. You guys just live in the hostel. But your hostel is house. Is home. And you know those that live in the hostel, on weekends, they're always having activities. In your house, don't have activities during the weekend. Either you have or they have. So they live in a dorm, the house is a dorm. The only thing is that you're there. So the holiday season is the only season where everybody is on holiday. So that is where you are intentional about those things that nobody else can put in your child. If you don't prepare them spiritually during the holiday, later in life, not even later, it's there. When you go on the internet, there are different kinds of meditation. How do they know the kind of meditation? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There's meditation, there's psychic reading, and why you have to be scared. So many of the children, people that go to those psychics are Christians, Christian children as well. But do you know the challenge? Because in this generation, everything is fast. Microwave, I want it quickly. So for them, because everything in the generation is fast, is a fast-paced one, they also want results that are what? Fast. So it's part of their culture. Then I know your house cannot be the same here. No, it is impossible. Even if it's every morning they change the throw pillows, it brings life. So that when they come back, they feel like you made an effort. Please prepare your home. Then prepare your meal. Mealtime for some children that don't like talking. I have the ones that talk too much and the ones that don't talk. The mealtime is actually one of the best times to get them to talk. But it depends on the meal you're making. I'm sorry, but do you know that the meal you make during the school holiday is not the same meal you should make when they're on holiday? Even if it's twice a week, make a different kind of what? Meal. Now, if a meal is well prepared and everybody, have you forgotten that when we were growing up, we all used to eat from one plate with our siblings? Have you forgotten? Everybody will eat. It was a communal life. Now this person is eating in the dining table, this person is eating here, this person ate at 7, this person, even if it's twice a week, make the meal sumptuous. And in the book, I give some little tips on how you can do that. When my children come back at some point, when I had to cook, I gave him towels, you know, hand napkins. I said, put it inside the heat microwave, it gets hot. You know how they give to us in plates? At least for the first 1 week when they come back. After that, I don't go back in the sleep mood. You know what I'm talking? I told everyone, do you understand? And then we sit and we talk for so long. So even when you can't afford a holiday, I don't know if I'm telling you. And again, they are all they are grown, but when we talk about those experiences, it's as if it was yesterday, because these were intentional memories that I created into them. It's very important. The meal time, what kind of meal? A little, if you buy pita bread, you cut the pita bread into 4. Instead of just giving rice, busa, put the pita bread around, bring it, even if it's twice, it's morally wrong to teach what you don't do. I do what I'm telling you. My eldest is 23. Some of the things they say, oh mom, and I can't even remember, they remind me, because it's lasting values. And I was able to achieve this only during the holiday, because you cannot afford to name pita bread and all of this during the school year. You can't celebrate your meal during the school year. Am I communicating? But during the holiday, you can celebrate the meal. But during the holiday, we're also so busy. When last did you sit down to eat? To eat. And after eating, you're gisting. It's not to eat, you're eating and you're gisting. It can just be rice, jollof rice, chicken, plantain, but just like, I'm so I can create anything out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? But because of the way it's done, everybody, even if you give, no matter how bad the meal is, the way it's packaged and done, the people, then they are talking. My son is, that's the only way you get him to talk. You know, boys don't like talking. He's eating, we're gisting. You're intentional. Some things you see them do that, I want to have a discussion with you. Before you finish, it's shut down. So he's wondering, so you're eating and the food, you're saying, I have more of this one. Because there's some things he knows that he will never tell you anymore. No matter how close you think you are with them. And there's some things that he just says a little, then later you now go and start probing. But for you to trigger him to bring it out, please. There's students here, I cannot go. This one is going to a full class. So prepare your time. I've talked about rescheduling your time. Once they're on holiday, that's not where to take up every job or every assignment in the world. Prepare. What was the last preparation? Prepare the time.
Time.
What's for?
Meal time.
Oh, meal time. Okay. Prepare your time. Okay. Okay, let's run. Thank you. Then, how to support your children mentally. The holiday season, please, this is very important. Your children learn a lot from the secular. They learn a lot academically and all of that. The holiday season is a season to support your children mentally. So many young children now do not read inspirational books. Because you think somehow when you grow up like you learn, they will not learn. We even read M and B and all of that. I'm not even sure they read all of those things anymore because the computer and all of that. So for a child to be, now, do you know what this does for you? It helps you reduce the cyber time. And then you're also training them mental. Every summer, they must have summer reading. And that is when to train them to read inspirational books. That is when to train them to read inspirational books. My daughter just came back, I gave her one. She said, oh mom, this book, she dropped this. I got another one. The one that is abroad, she didn't come back, she's interning. Before I left, I particularly handpicked. I went to the shop. If you see the way I was shopping for a book to buy for, you think I was shopping for a wedding dress. Because I wanted something she would connect with. And I saw a God you could talk to. It doesn't have to be something that has to talk about God. It could be leadership. It could be purpose. It could be focus. But, you know, like intentionally, spiritual mind, let me say, help self-book, some of these little things. I got it, and then she called me when I came. She said, Mom, thank you so much for this book. It's so awakening. Why? Why you also have to prepare them mentally and for them to know how to read inspirational books. Sometimes when they're in school, they're so drained, so the Bible is not interesting anymore to them. So for you to get them to stir them up again to begin to read back the Bible, first after inspiration now, after that he has worked over the years, it now teaches them, it moves them back into, not say, you've not read the Bible, say, read the Bible. It's even you. Sometimes you don't understand the Bible. Two of us. So you summer reading. Support them mentally. Take time. We have so many books that you should talk about it. Then I don't even know how to say it. It's a must-have. online. There's so many ebooks for them. Support them mentally. So you say, okay, every day, at least this holiday, the children should finish at least two inspirational books, at least two. And then you have a review. There's one I bought, I said, since she didn't like the other one, I gave her the one in Nigeria. Before she started reading, I've already started reading. I said, you know, by the way, I'm going to finish reading all of this book. So we're going to be discussing the chapter. Do you know what? She can't escape it. Because once I gave the child, not my own biological child, a book, and I was busy, then I didn't go through the book. When I told her, she went and read the middle, the beginning, and the end. I'm telling you now. But while she was summarizing, because of that instinct of a mother and the Holy Spirit, something told me she didn't read this book. I said, I didn't read this book. She said, I said, you didn't read it. She said, yes, teacher Nneka. But if I wasn't intentional, or if I wasn't a bit sensitive, but the truth is that I did not read it because when she started the review, I would have said, I don't know where you got your story from. So, it's not just to give the child the book, you have to read it as well. And that is why it is work. And that is why it's homecoming. So as you buy the book, you read it, buy one for yourself, buy one for the child. If you have to get to the point where she sits and you sit, he sits and sits, oh, for the next 1 hour we're reading, aha. I don't know if you understand. You read this chapter, you read, you have to teach it. And it reduces cyber time. You can have a phone, but for the first 4 hours today, this is what, it's work. I trained her so much in inspirational reading, and my second, it's just this last one. You know, last one, sometimes you get tired, and you know what I'm saying?
It's struggling.
But God give up because God anoints every season.
Yes.
God anoints every season. Even with we're not doing it, that is why when you get it right with those ones, when they look at those ones will prompt, you know? Sometimes when she sees a book, she says, Mom, you have to read this. You have, because we connect. So there are different levels of connection. You connect with the child mentally, you connect spiritually, you connect emotionally. Am I communicating? Some of them, if it's chicken soup for teenage, for preteens, you just have to somehow mentally. During the school, they have so much schoolwork, so they cannot sit down to read self-help book and inspirational books and faith-building books. So the holiday time is a time to teach them. So this is very important to me. Then socially, you have to support them socially. As much as we say the children are so, this is not again, I'm not talking much about this one because we do it. There are some things that your child is begging you to buy for them. Buy it for them.
Please.
See, when you are growing up, when you go out and you're the one wearing some funny thing that you don't like, it brings down your self-morale. True or false?
True.
No, let's be honest. I know there's all this. I mean, there has to be a balance. Do you understand?
Yes.
Support them socially. And then when they are going out with their friends, like I said, if your meal time, your house is prepared, then invite them, tell them, invite your friends over to the house. Why? When the friends come to the house and you take your time and you know their friends, when they spend 2 hours at home or 3 hours having a good time at home, while they are there, you can pick the friends that are bad. But when they came into the house, and what you did was, oh, you guys take 20,000, go to ShopRite, have fun. They go out and you don't have enough time to actually know who their friends are. You don't know them in depth. Am I communicating? And most times we're quick to do that one of take money, but should go and have. They should hang out inside. Hanging, thank you. Hanging, don't hang out. There's a time to hang out and there's a time to hang in.
Yeah.
But if your home is not ready, if your meal is not ready, then it might not be, yes. I had a particular time that I invited my daughter wanted, and again for some children also, the more they keep going to they don't want their friends to come to their house. When they get to school, there's something that does to them. I don't want to even go to that now. Do you understand? And sometimes I mean, I've not had money for school fees. I'm telling you, something could just be a gallon of paint. 1 or 2 little things like just, I don't know if you understand. And when you're present with love, it overshadows so many things. The children love you. You know when there's genuine love, you know. When there's genuine love, you know. So you support them socially. When you make their friends comfortable, not that when they come, the first thing that you're using a microscope to their children. Like let be nice.
Be their friends.
Not like you know what I mean, but you know how. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look, do you know what I always do? When I see a teenager or something, and the first thing that I say, what were you doing at this age? That's what I ask myself. Once I do that, I'm fine. Always ask yourself, at this age, at their age, once my mother will be talking, and she's talking, I'm thinking about something worse than what I just did I'm going to do. That's how my mind was wired. Like, it's as if she's talking, but I can't hear her. Not like I wanted to be bad. It was just bad. Do you understand? So it's not as if they want to be So you have to also, now look, if my mother threw me away, look at who I've become. Don't throw them away. It will pass. Keep doing your part. Do as much as you can do. At the fullness of time, your work will speak.
Amen.
In Jesus' name. Amen. So support them spiritually. Do you know why you must support them spiritually? The holiday is the best time. And if you ask me, the only time. Because every other thing you do during the school year is rushed. How do you support them spiritually? If you have older children, they must follow you to midweek services. Yes. You go to midweek service when there's, you have homework, you have swimming, okay, don't go. What about the holiday season? They have to follow you to what? Midweek services. If there's no midweek service for their age, let them be with you in church. Something is betrayed. Support them spiritually, because it is only through supporting them spiritually that you begin to put them through, prepare them for the long walk of life. Now you can't prepare. Remember, when we think of preparing our children, there's something we always think about. Let me prepare my child for the long walk. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Academics. No, it's academics. Congratulations. Up until God. It's like A-levels. Hey, you do this. Oh, this school abroad, this intern, this, that's the first thing. But do you know the truth? Life is a long walk. Life is a long walk. I heard about a gentleman that died went university together. I heard it passed yesterday. When we were in school, we called him A.Y. Tot. You know when some people are the light of the school, of a community. Even after we left, I heard he went abroad. He was the light. He was, you know there's some people that they just make things. He said he died of stroke. Allah cannot be more than 52 max. And I just said, like that. Life is a long walk. He probably has a wife and I think he has 2 or 3 children. Life is a long, if you prepare only for the secular, when the things that the secular cannot take care of happens, because you didn't do the spiritual to be a problem. Life is, so the holiday time is the time to prepare them what? Spiritually. I will go through this quickly, please. I'll run as much as I can. Now, because we couldn't have shape. If you look at these are 3 families, right? These are 3 families. The first family, the child goes to a very expensive school. A very, very expensive school. But they know nothing about God. No spiritual empowerment. The second family, he only goes to church on Sundays. The third family, they go to school, church, and the mother, you can see the mother placing the Bible on top of his head. They teach him the Bible. They are involved in spiritual things, fasting, Bible study, prayer, moral. The woman is intentional. She's not playing. No. This is how they decided to raise their children. Now, in the course of, thank you very much. Now, shortly after, later, a season will come when you are still in their life, but you're not very much in their life. Some of us actually left home from 9 to go to boarding houses. Some at 11. So after some they're even still at home. But the kind of things they know, you don't know it, so you cannot enter their lives. Am I communicating? So for this woman, make sure that no matter where her son is, he still continues what? Spiritual habit, spirituality, and all of that. This one still goes to church. And that's all. This one, they come back on Sundays, they sleep because it's been a long week. And the cycle continues. Remember, the holiday, and then, it's a long walk. Now, this child that was 6 is now 26. It's been a long walk. Now, you're no longer there. Either you're old, and you're now retired, or God has called you. But they're old, because everybody must walk this path, but they continue their own work, because it's not over for them. She's still there. Probably now she's working in a very big firm. He's still there, goes to church. He's still carrying on with the talking. They are here, I can't say everything. Spiritual habits, which one do you want to? Which one are you going to handpick and implant inside of them? The next one is bullying. But I won't go too much. Bullying, depression, pornography.
I want to show a picture of the gospel.
Yes, when it comes up. Yes. So, yes, please.
What's the appropriate age?
For gospel.
No, for a child to start fasting.
We say from here we do 5. We start them here from 5 years old. And that's 9 to 12. And no child has died. No child has died. So 9 to 5 is actually from age 5. And then we prepare their mind.
9 to 12.
9 to 12. 9 to 12.
I think the child likes food so much.
No, but I know.
It's when you're engaged.
You know, it's
The reward system.
the reward system works a lot.
She knows how to cook. Reward system was, I have a boy who really loves food. But with the rewards, what he could think about.
Rewards.
In fact, it was
You're
like,
right.
one day they even told me if I can do something better than what I said, if I can take them to a Chinese, they would increase.
The fast period.
Okay.
So you have to, I'm going to give you the wisdom.
Yes.
But you know, if you keep thinking, oh, this, we'll never do it. If you take a child to the hospital, you can't inject them. If they want injection, they're going to cry, but you know they need it. So that's why you have to look for a way to just get them to do these things because of when you're not there. So that they carry on with what you put inside of them, okay? So, the next thing, okay, so give them, please pass around the paper. These are the things we want to look at. Now, what are the intentional, there's a few things I'm going to add in every time. What are the intentional spiritual practices that you're going to say, these are the things I'm going to work on this holiday? Is it family Bible study time? This holiday, we must have it. Is it quiet time? Is that the spiritual habit you want to teach the child that at the end of this holiday, my children will intentionally go to have a quiet time on their own? Is it 15 minutes Bible reading? Because the quiet time, like I said, God's corner, you might just be listening to spiritual music and just calming your spirit. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the Bible reading and Bible digging deep. Like because of time, there was something I wanted to teach, how to teach them, how to even be on U version, how to highlight, how to check the difference. So this Bible reading, am I going to teach them how to take commentary, how to check commentaries in Bible? For those of you with older children, that's the next season. Commentaries, how do you check commentaries? How do you read from 5 translations when you're reading one Bible verse? Do you understand? You go to parallel, read this, so you have, it has to be taught. So Bible reading is not just to sit down and read the Bible. I'm going to teach them how to get revelation, how to get rhema. What is the spiritual habits, the spiritual practice that you're going to put in your child? It can be 1 or just 2. Pray with the word. You see a 13-year-old, a 17-year-old, pray, Father Lord, I want to thank you for my mom, for my daddy. Help us, oh God, bless our mommy. We're asking, what is that? The child prayed for 5 minutes and there's no word. Are you saying this holiday, I'm going to teach my child how to pray with the word? Book on how to pray with the word, no scriptures. When the child is praying, your child is 11, 9, Father, you said in your word. Father, you said in your word. Father, you said in your word. Father, your word says. Is that, if that is something, pick that and say, this holiday, we're spending time on the learning how to pray with the word. You can do that is next holiday. But the holiday time is a time that's when you have time to pick a habit you want to put. Is it worship? Some children don't understand worship. That this holiday, I'm going to teach the child how to enter God's presence. What about meditation? You could just, I'm talking about people that are older than I, if you have older children. What I'm teaching this holiday is the spiritual habit is teaching them to meditate. Do you know why it looks as if the world is chaotic? People don't meditate. There's so much noise. And then when they hear meditation, it is the secular meditation. And it's everywhere on the internet. So you must teach them meditation. I mean, meditating on the word. Meditation is a spiritual habit, it's a spiritual practice. How? When you're reading the Bible, you highlight one particular thing that touched you. I can't teach this now, it's a full class. And then you sit on it. Then you begin to at least 5 minutes.